Hello friends and welcome to Legal Solutions, your own legal awareness channel. Friends, hope you have subscribed my channel, and if not, hit on the subscribe button so that you do not miss any update. Today we will talk about divorce under Hindu law. Marriage in the Hindu society is much more than a simple ritual. It is a sacramental in nature. There was no concept for dissolution of marriage. But with the changing time and with the changes in the overall structure of the Indian society, dissolution of marriage by way of divorce became a part of the Hindu law. Now, what is divorce and by what laws in India they are governed? The Hindu Marriage Act defines divorce as a dissolution of a marriage, means that the marriage comes to an end. Simply when a marriage gets dissolved and the spouses are free to end their ties with one another, resulting in the dissolution of marriage, which is termed as a divorce. India being home to multiple communities, there is no uniform law on divorce, which means different communities have different provisions for divorce. So as per the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, they are applicable to Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists and Jains. For Christians, divorce is governed by the Indian Divorce Act 1869. Dissolution of Parsi marriage is regulated by the Parsi Marriage and Divorce Act 1936. Similarly, for the Muslims, there are two sources of laws to govern the dissolution of their marriage, which are the Uncodified Laws and the Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act 1939. Similarly, there are also differences in the grounds on which a divorce could be sought for depending upon the different laws. Like for instance, under the Hindu law, divorce can be sought for on the grounds of adultery, cruelty, desertion, etc. While on the other hand, under Muslim law, there are only 6 grounds: impotency, cruelty, irregular marriage, non-performance of matrimonial obligations, outcast, arrangement of a marriage by a guardian who is not the biological father. Thus, there is a great difference in divorce laws in different communities, with major variations in the grounds on which they can be sought. Now, we will talk about divorce under Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Provisions for divorce under the Hindu Marriage Act is given under section 13, which gives an exhaustive list of grounds which a spouse can seek a divorce. Now there is a difference between section 13(1) and 13(2). Section 13(1) of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955 gives power to both the spouses to file for divorce, whereas section 13(2) gives right only to wife alone to move before a court and seek the remedy of divorce. Grounds of divorce as per the Hindu Marriage Act under section 13(1) are: first comes the voluntary sexual intercourse, which means when one of the spouse has voluntarily sexual intercourse with any other person, then it amounts to adultery. Adultery was considered as a criminal offense, but now it is just a major ground for divorce. A wife can also apply for a divorce if the husband has committed rape, sodomy or bestiality. Ordinarily, adultery is under the Act a ground for judicial separation available to both the spouses. Then comes the second as cruelty. When one of the partner treats the other with a physical or mental harassment, then it is termed as cruelty and a very good ground for divorce. Then the third comes as desertion, means if any of the spouse has deserted the petitioner spouse for not less than 2 years, then the deserted spouse can proceed with filing of the suit for divorce. Then fourth comes the conversion to another religion. That means if any of the spouse has converted himself or herself to any other religion and has ceased to be a Hindu, so the other spouse who continues to be a Hindu has a valid ground to file for divorce under this provision. Conversion to any other religion is a ground for divorce in the Hindu law. There is no conversion so long as the person remains a Hindu, means Buddhist, Sikh or Jain. Means if a person gets converted from Buddhist to Sikh, then this cannot be called as converted. This act is, however, silent regarding the effect of the wife's conversion. Then comes the unsound mind or suffering from the mental disorder. So if any of the spouse has an incurable status of unsound mind or suffering from a mental disorder that is not at all curable in such a way that the petitioner spouse cannot live with him or her, then the other spouse has a valid ground for divorce. Then 6 comes as venereal disease. That means the spouse has been suffering from virulent and incurable disease such as leprosy. Then the other partner can file for divorce. Under the Hindu Marriage Act, a spouse can ask for a divorce when his or her partner is suffering from a contagious venereal disease which could spread due to the physical contact or mutual cohabitation. Then comes acceptance of religious order. Means that the spouse has renounced the world and has joined the spiritual world. Means he or she has become a sannyasi. Then the other spouse who is still in the worldly affairs can move for divorce. In Hindu law, sannyas, that is renunciation of material life for spiritual and religious life, is a ground for divorce. This is exclusively for the Hindus and has no place either under the Special Marriage Act or any other personal law operating in India. Then such disappearance for 7 years. Means any of the spouse has been unheard for a period of 7 years or more. Means when a person is vanished out of sight of the people who he meets regularly, they are termed as dead. This period should be more than 7 years. Then the other spouse can make an application for declaration of civil death or grant of divorce. Non-cohabitation for a period of 1 year and not following the orders passed under restitution of conjugal rights are also grounds for divorce. Then comes the section 13(2), wherein only the wife can file for divorce. Where the husband has remarried or already has a wife who is living before such commencement at the time of the marriage, then the wife can file a petition for divorce. That the husband after the marriage has been charged with rape, sodomy or bestiality. And third one, if the bride's marriage was solemnized before the attainment of the age of 15 years and she has repudiated the marriage after attaining that age but before attaining the age of 18 years. Now a Hindu person cannot ask for a divorce till the expiry of 1 year from the date of marriage. There are exceptions to this rule under section 14 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, which says that in case of exceptional hardship, the High Court is empowered to grant leave to file a suit for divorce even before the expiry of 1 year. Now, after the order of such divorce, if none of the spouses file any further case or appeal against the said order within a period of limitation or no right of appeal has been granted, then the parties can marry again. So friends, hope you have liked this video. If you have any queries or need any specific topic to be discussed, you can message me on my Instagram account, that is @legal_solutions06, or comment below in the comment section. Do watch my previous videos and keep following for such more legal interactive information. I have discussed about divorce by mutual consent and restitution of conjugal rights in my earlier videos. For more information on those topics, you can watch my YouTube channel, the link I have given below. So thank you so much for your support. Keep smiling.